up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid
I'm
high.
fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What up, though, people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. Look at the backdrop. Yes, this is the studio. We are live in studio. It's Wake Up Woodward. It's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. That right there is the vet of the network, Flannel Sam. He's held down this time slot for so long now.
A little bit. Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah. No, it feels good to be back in studio. I will just say that. The remotes are fantastic, but I got my own routine here that gets a little bit disrupted on these remotes, but you know what? We all do what we got to do for the good of the team. So
Hey.
it is what it is.
And you know what? Shout out to Randy Wise Automotive as well. The Ally Challenge was a success. Hole 17, it was a success, man. It was so dope to be out there. All the different vendors, all the different people, all the different support. I gotta say, shout out to Rando Smalls from the chat.
Yeah.
He made it out there for the live broadcast. It was a really dope event. Did you enjoy your time out there?
Oh yeah, 100% I did. Hole 17 certainly did
Hole
not
17.
disappoint, and I got to shake hands with Rando Smalls as well. We love meeting our chat members out during remote events or even just out in public.
Yeah.
Because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Hey, as always, you guys are the most important part of this thing. Chat family, so go on ahead and smash that like button. Support your WUW Crew. In the building today, we got Detroit's number one draft pick in the sound booth. That is KG, aka Black Hollywood.
What up? What up?
Hey, what up, though, brother?
Hey, man, great weekend. Dubs everywhere. Tigers
Oh, we
dubs.
getting
Lions
there.
dubs, man. It was such a good weekend. Got to watch AEW All In as well. That was a great event. And just got to kick back and relax, man. Not looking forward to the heat, though. It's going to be a hot one today.
It's gonna be a hot one.
Hydrate, people. Hydrate.
Hydrate, because even though we're in studio, right after this, we gotta head right down to the Detroit Golf Club for the Feldman Otto Children's Miracle Celebrity Invitational. It's going to be a dope event. Celebrities everywhere. The Wahlbergs are going to be in town. Megatron's going to be down there. Actors, boxers. Tommy Hearn, the legend. Can't wait to be down there. I know last year, JB and I, we were getting pictures with everybody, got interviews with people. Got the interview with Megatron. Flannel's been down there as well several times and gotten some pretty cool interviews. Hosted some shows down there as well. So looking forward to the day. The grind does not stop. And so let me introduce Mr. MVP over here. Woodward Sports is MVP
Stop
in the
it.
TD booth.
Breast.
Stop
JB
it.
Smooth.
Breast.
Stop it. Hey, yo. Had a great weekend over the past couple days, man. Went up to see Nikki Glazer
Hey.
at the Fires Keepers Casino out in Battle Creek. So that was a pretty fun time. Just got to hang out with wifey for, a couple days. Just relaxed, a little mini vacation, but
Nice.
missed you guys, man.
Miss you.
Hey, I definitely missed y'all. Shout out to intern Chase this morning, man. What up, though, brother?
Good morning. Good morning. How's it going today,
Hey,
guys?
it's going good. I see you rocking the school colors. Hey,
Fire
Wanda
up, Chips.
legend Terry Foster will be proud of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always got to rep and support the school Fire Up.
Hey, that's what's up,
Even
man.
got Justin saying Fire Up now.
Hey, you know
Oh.
what? In the group chat, man. And he's from Western too.
Right.
Shout out to that dude, Justin. He's actually already at the golf event setting up with Stick. And shout out to our brother Matthew Broder as well. Hopefully he'll be joining the show tomorrow. We got to get into this show. Why, Flannel Sam? You know why?
Why is
Because
that?
it's a Victory Monday.
Yes, sir.
I don't
Yes.
care if it's preseason.
Yes, sir.
It's still a Victory Monday for our Detroit Lions. It was the last preseason game. They wrap things up, and there is a lot to go over because they have to get this roster pared down. But do you want to tell the people what we're going to be talking about today?
Oh, yeah. We're going to do our weekend WUWLERs. That's going to be fun. The first time I've ever got to participate in it. So I think I got a good one. We're going to be talking about the preseason game against the Steelers. We're going to be doing some what we think the final roster will be. Talk a little DJ Reader. Do a little around the NFL in the second hour as well. But it's going to be a jam-packed show. And yes, it is a Victory Monday in more ways than one.
Hey, what did KG say? He was Oprah over there. You get a victory. You get a victory.
You damn right. Dubs everywhere, man.
Rank the victories right now.
Well,
man.
of course, my Lions, man. You know I gotta put them number one.
Number one.
Listen. You're not gonna disrespect Lamar Jr. like that. All right, we not gonna disrespect Lamar Jr. That's first. But got to give it up for the Tigers, man. I know they the worst team in baseball. I get it, people. I do get it. But for them to go in and do what they did to the White Sox, and hopefully they complete the sweep, I thought that was pretty good as well, man. Seeing the young kids, get their reps, man, and that's what it's all about at this point.
Yeah, hey, and Flannel, before you get into this weekend ruler, man, what about you?
Tigers. Preseason dubs don't mean anything. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get it. I get it. When it fits my narrative, I can say dubs all around. But when you, KG, try to act like it's more important than regular season wins, that's when I can.
What's going on with the Tiger season again?
Hey, you know what? Speaking of my weekend WUWLERs, I'll start out. My weekend WUWLERs are the youth movement of the Detroit Tigers. And I get it. It was against the White Sox. However, when you have a historically bad baseball team in your division, maybe the worst team in MLB history, when you play them as the Tigers, you have to curb stomp them in the worst way. No mercy.
Yeah.
Just like Cobra Kai. No mercy whatsoever. And that's what the Tigers are doing. And they've been doing it in the last 3 games off the back of primarily the youth. I know Jake Rogers had a good game. I know Veerling's been good as well. But when you look at the future guys who have showed out in this series, all of these guys have had at least one multi-hit game. Riley Green, Colt Keith, Parker Meadows, Kerry Carpenter, Jace Young, and Trey Sweeney. And Colt Keith had 2 of them. That's what's exciting about this team. That's why they're so much fun to watch, because you see these guys having success, and you could see these guys as players that are on this team when they're actually able to win. And I'll tell you what, too. If the Tigers can win today and then sweep the Los Angeles Angels, there may be some agendas I might end up pushing. We shall see. But you got to do that first.
Some Flannel agendas. I like that.
Picked him a couple games in the last 2 days. I'm just saying. Picked him 2 games in the last 2 days.
Finally,
right?
Man. That was probably the only dampener on this thing, is that they were winning, they were playing good, but they weren't making any ground. Even if they're not going to make the playoffs, it's like you at least want to be able to look at the standings and see your team going in the right direction. But Chuck Brewer, he might have an agenda. He says, beating the 100-loss White Sox, blah. Now, look, earlier in the season, though, we saw the Tigers in this position, right? When we thought that they had a team that potentially had an opportunity to push for a playoff spot.
Sure.
And they kind of fumbled the bag. To see them right now kind of going towards this youth movement and to actually complete the sweep, I will take something from that, man.
Well, and that's the point. Would you rather lose to the White Sox? If you lose,
Never.
I'm not saying that's what you guys are saying, but KG and Chuck, I'm sure you guys are fun at parties. I'm sure you guys are really fun at parties. You guys call me the fun police. It's Major League Baseball, man. The Tigers have a gift of having the White Sox in the division. Use that gift and win every single game against them. I know they lost one earlier, but sweep the White Sox the rest of the season,
you know what?
starting with today's game.
I am fun at parties, by the way.
I need JB.
That's true. That's true.
I need JB's weekend ruler. And you know what? Let's ask the chat as well, man. Tiger sweep or the Lions dub? Which one meant Which one meant more?
Oh, come on now.
We gotta have them. We gotta have them break this down.
Look, even though it's preseason, the
Lions, baby.
We gotta do
winning.
the poll.
Russell Wilson.
I need this poll. This
Winning.
is going on socials.
Winning over the Pittsburgh Steelers, like, come on. Like, I know it's still just a preseason win, but at the same time, it was a good-ass win. And I got to give a shout-out to my weekend ruler. It's just a QB room.
Yes, sir.
The simple fact that you didn't have to see Nate Sudfeld
Lamar
over this
Jr.
weekend.
Talk your
Like,
talk.
I am so happy about that. And you got to see Hendon Hooker shine. And on top of that, you also got to see a little bit from Jake Fromm as well, too. He's not a slouch. He's not a bum. You got to give a man a little bit of credit. So hopefully he can make this last roster spot, but who knows?
Mike G. Kool-Aid needs this poll. I do. I see you. I noticed the spelling, Mike G. But you know what? I'm seeing some people in the chat already. I kind of already know which way this poll is gonna go. Lions dub.
Come on now. You know what time it is, man.
Lions dub.
No offense to the Tigers. You know what time.
I got it because I got to make sure that our social fans out there as well got to get their opinion on the matter.
Did you know that wins against the White Sox only count for half a win? Did you know that? The way some people are talking in the chat. Oh, that's right. That's not true. Because it's never true because this is Major League Baseball.
How many wins does the Lions preseason game account for?
What is this? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't care if they're.
It went with the siren too.
My man KG, hey bro, you in there cooking up right now.
I'm just saying, man.
What's up with your weekend ruler, bro?
Hey man, of course it's Hendon Hooker, bro, and we gonna get further into it, man. But just the performance he put on, man, just gave me more confidence that he can hold down this number 2 role. I don't care what Dan Campbell said. There's no way you can tell me that Nate Sudfeld is going to trot out there in the middle of the regular season if Jared Goff goes down. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it, man. Hendon Hooker is the guy going forward. God forbid anything happen to Jared Goff, but just a good performance by him, man. Shout out to him. Weekend WUWLER.
I had no idea, dog. Chat. Lions dominate.
Come on now.
Lions, the poll. Lions, 65% is the weekend ruler over the Tigers sweeping the White Sox.
Oh, just
Tigers preseason.
I didn't know too that these preseason wins carry over to the regular season. This Lions game actually counts. I found out something new today.
You see,
Wow! Jesus Christ, people.
Hey, O'Neal, 199 super chat said Sam is just mad because his Chiefs went 0-3.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ.
I'm here.
You know what? Just enjoy the preseason. And for the record, I have had to do not really battling with some because I've actually taken some things out of this preseason, but wins isn't one of them. Nice to have them, but regular season wins, no matter the sport, count more.
Chase, do you have a weekend ruler? Intern Chase.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
The label's still there for right
No,
now.
you're fine. Weekend ruler, because Sam keeps talking about how the preseason doesn't matter. We're going to give a weekend ruler to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
One of the first college football games.
That's my
first
parlay
of the
man.
season.
No.
They took the dub, beat Florida State. I mean, that's a game that actually matters.
But
That's going to count on the record. I don't dabble too much in the gambling. I have before, but it's kind of like just came and went with me. But yeah, I mean, also too I believe Mr. Rules get right for the Delaware State game.
Yes, sir.
hit.
We cash.
Yep.
Covered it was like
Yes, sir.
35-14, so very easily covered that.
Can I just say this? Who gives a shit about Hawaii football? I'm getting a little bit tired of those agendas being pushed on BDE every day.
I'm going to have a word with Neil about this.
Nobody cares. Is Colt, well, RIP. Never mind. That was about to be something I probably shouldn't say, but they're irrelevant. Who gives a damn? I was in bed. Congratulations on the get right.
Yeah, because that game ended at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, started at 12. Yeah,
Started at 12, ended at 3:30 in the morning. I didn't get to catch all of it, but I know the get right cash, which I had my money on. So shout out Neil Rule for that one.
Hey, shout out Neil Rule. My weekend ruler, you know what? I'm going to go with the Randys. The Rands. Randy Wise and Randall Smalls.
That's fair.
Because of what it represents. The sponsors, the advertisers, and the people who help Woodward Sports be exactly what it is, as well as the chat family who does the exact same thing for us, man. Just in a little bit different way. The love, the camaraderie. Shout out to Tim from Randy Wise as well. Absolute weekend rulers for me and all-time rulers as well. Love everything that you guys do to support Wake Up Woodward, and I know that all of us appreciate it. In Woodward Sports, what would we be without you guys? Our chat family as well as our sponsor family. So, let's rock.
Absolutely.
And you know what? With that said, because they're absolutely the best, let me tell you about something else that's the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. They'll offer you the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and the big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. They carry over 60 brands of food and have nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Let's drive right down the legendary Woodward Avenue. You guys already know. All 4 pro sports teams in Detroit play right there. It's the most unique city in all of pro sports, man. Y'all can tell your mom anything else. But shout out to, all right, let me see here. How am I going to read this name? Because they put in a $4.99 super chat.
Shout out.
How would you read this name? Do you see this name, Smooth? I need somebody to help me with this name.
All right, let me.
P3V Vrinity. I don't know, but Lions win was better. Sam, the Tigers are playing the waste teams in the MLB. We get to see Hooker ball out for the backup quarterback job.
Well, and I would just say that, one, I must have missed where the Lions win against the Panthers last year counted for just half.
Oh, my God.
All wins against bad teams are just useless, apparently.
Why are you hating, man?
No, I'm not hating. For the record, you can take some things out of preseason games, or we're going to talk about it across multiple segments today. But whether you win or lose, to me, isn't one of them. Hendon Hooker has definitely put some things on display in this preseason. However, the wins don't really do a lot for me because they literally don't count. The Tiger wins literally count because it's literally the regular season. Don't watch, people. Don't watch the Tigers. And if you're gonna poo-poo wins, don't watch.
Yeah, and look, because that's definitely something I want to dive so much more into. Because I'm like, all right, if they're doing it the right way, this is what we want to see. After the trade deadline, which we saw so many emotional responses from Ben Verlander to our own beloved Tom Azawad. Everybody thought that was a waste. But what we've seen now, more of Scott Harris's vision, more of his seasoning. We realized, you know what? Scott Harris is the type of guy that seasons his chicken. He's the type of guy.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah. Right now,
we cannot confirm.
No. We don't know. We don't know. This is what we don't know. We don't know if he's a guy that will bake it until it's all the way done, though. That's the thing. Right now, we see the seasoning. And why? Because a few more tweaks. Now, 18, 19, 20 months in, at that trade deadline who all thought, okay, the wheels are going to fall completely off. This bus is not even salvageable anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who were there, but what we've seen this team do is absolutely kind of play really, really good.
Yeah, and of course playing the White Sox helps. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It's just that these are regular season games against regular season teams and games that count towards the standings. I'm not saying that the Tigers are back in
here, man.
I'm not saying that the Tigers are back in the wild card chase yet. Keyword yet. However, wouldn't it be nice to see them finish the season over 500?
No,
wouldn't it be nice to see these guys that I just mentioned before show up? Riley Green play like an all-star, Kerry Carpenter play like an all-star, both bouncing back from injuries. Maybe Colt Keith get himself in the Rookie of the Year race. Wouldn't that be nice? A guy like Trey Sweeney, who is Scott Harris's one of his few actually imprints on this roster right now, have him show out, which he has kind of been a little up and down, but he had a good game over the weekend. Isn't that nice?
Of course, Sam.
Isn't that nice?
It is nice. I called for the Tigers to win 84 games, so of course that is very nice. But you know, Sam don't think we have a level of critical thinking when it comes to preseason football. Of course, we're not poo-pooing Tiger wins. It's just nice to see the Lions go out there, handle business, and it's really about what you saw from Hendon Hooker in that game, man. That's the big takeaway. It's not the win, of course, but you know, we just want to see our backups play well, and now we're ready for NFL football. So let's go, baby.
And you know what? Tony D said 500 will be like making the playoffs.
Well, I would actually probably
I
encourage.
heard the well of my head right before he said it.
I think 500 would actually be disappointing given what they have left on their schedule. I mean, right after this, they play the crappy Angels without Mike Trout for 3 games at home. You've got to sweep a lot of teams. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying the Tigers are back in the wild card race, but if they sweep these teams,
based off what you've seen, you're keeping the expectations somewhat. Hey, go out there and do something.
No, you have to. You've got to finish the season torridly. You absolutely do. You have to sweep the Angels. You can't take 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is a massive disappointment. But if you do, don't let them win today and then sweep the Angels. And let's just say, depending on what other teams do, I might be pretty excited.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't get the people hopes up, man.
I'm not getting anybody's hopes up.
Don't get the people hopes up, man.
I'm not getting anybody's hopes up. It's just people who act like they're a gutter trash team can go, eat a bowl. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
A bottle of what?
Shout out D-Mac. No, D-Mac actually said that one day, and I was like dying in the sound booth.
Hey, look, Jay Cruz in 71. Tigers are not giving up, it seems. And you know what? That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see that the moves that are being made by Harris are starting to actually pan out and that you can see some sure direction in them. One thing that we do know has sure direction is the Detroit Lions, man.
Yes,
sir.
Absolutely.
Big news, DJ Reader has been activated from the PUP list. How much more comfortable are you with the Lions defense? And this is just one of those kind of go-off king type of questions, because obviously I'm a lot more comfortable with this Lions defense with DJ Reader in the lineup. What about you?
No, absolutely. And one thing that is key in all of this is if the Lions would have decided to keep DJ Reader on the PUP list through the start of the regular season, he would have automatically had to miss 4 games. Cool. And I'm not saying that would be detrimental or anything like that, but let's just think about this. And I don't want to go back to a time before the Lions ever acquired DJ Reader, but were we as confident in this team as maybe the #1 Super Bowl threat before DJ Reader? Or did we still have some glaring questions about this defensive line? I would say that the latter at that point.
Yeah.
However, with DJ Reader, what he could bring to this team is the type of player who just eats up double teams, who takes on blocks, who makes things easier for others around him to flourish, like an Aleem McNeil, like an Aiden Hutchinson. As I said before about Aiden, I think he takes a leap. But even if Aiden maxed out at his ceiling this past year, just having DJ Reader along with Aleem McNeil and, of course, guys like Marcus Davenport, but for the purpose of this discussion, more about DJ Reader, with just him, with the same amount of havoc that Aiden was wreaking last year, he would get more sacks just courtesy of that. And that's maybe a difference between a win or a loss, just getting a sack versus not being able to get home on time because so much of the attention is focused in on Aiden or Aleem, for example. So, yeah, DJ Reader, absolutely huge. And it also allows these players who as Lions fans, we're not as confident in to be rotational pieces. Levi Onwuzurike, for example, is he somebody who's been a training camp superstar? From all reports, yes. However, he hasn't shown a whole lot of anything on the field yet. We don't necessarily want to count on him to be a starter. Broderick Martin, another one, did absolutely nothing last year. Do we want him to play starters minutes, or would we rather starter snaps, or would we rather him play as a rotational piece? Same with a guy like Mekhi Wingo, a 6th-round draft pick. We want to count on him to be a rotational player, not somebody who is actually playing 30 snaps a game. And that's what having DJ Reader allows the Lions to do. Same with a guy like Kyle Pico. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Pecco.
Yeah, I think it's
Pecco. What he's been throughout his career is basically just a mid-rotational piece. Nice, but not somebody that you really want to count on. If DJ Reader is in there, this to me unlocks this entire... I'm not saying that their pass rush would be terrible without him, but it would take them to a entirely different level, and it would make their run defense even better, which is hard to do considering how good their run defense was already last year.
Yeah, I think that it allows the depth pieces to just play completely to their strengths, just like some dogs let off the leash. So you can let DJ Reader be the one that's in there most of the game, eating up the blocks, and when he needs that breather, when you need that rotation, when you want a different type of a look, then you can kind of rotate some of those other players in there and just let them go 100%. Why? Well, because their opportunities are not bottled up. Those are the guys that need each and every one of their opportunities to count. Not that they're not capable of playing the 30 snaps that you're saying, maybe have these guys' usage reduced, but that now when you understand that, okay, some of these guys have contract years coming up. If they're put in a position to where they're just playing to their strengths and they know every single down I have to go all out, to me, that's just another added benefit to having a DJ Reader in that lineup with those rotational players stepping onto that field with that type of expectation and that type of pressure every single play.
I mean, regardless of what you think about the guys that I mentioned, the Onwuzurikes, the Peccos, the Mekhi Wingos, if with DJ Reader, you at least have 2 guys who have shown a lot in the NFL, at least Aleem last year and DJ over his entire career. Because last season, and I keep bringing this up because I love me some PFF, DJ Reader and Aleem McNeil were 2 of the top 11 PFF-rated defensive tackles last year. Plus, they also have a top 10 PFF edge rusher in Aiden Hutchinson, and I think we all think he will repeat that this year. Without DJ Reader, if he were to have more struggles coming back from that torn quad, you would have one defensive lineman who you're supremely confident in, who has actually shown it at the NFL level. It would just be Aleem McNeil.
Hold that, because I know we're going to talk a little bit about this preseason win in the next segment.
Yes.
But I do want to be able to get everybody's just comments on it, because it's the elephant in the room. When you're talking DJ Reader, it's not necessarily the fact he can make it on the field, but it's the injury concerns. And I want to be able to get you guys' thoughts on it as well. What's your concern? What's your level of concern with the injury history of DJ Reader? So yeah, because you made a compelling case about the type of role and impact that he will make. So definitely. Where we going from here, JB Smooth?
Dispo.
Hey, Dispo Romeo.
You got some injuries, huh?
Hey, how would you like $10 off of your first purchase from Dispo with a minimum $25? I know KG would. I know JB would. And most would as well if you partake. So yeah, stop into any Dispo. You should go to the one in Romeo, though. That is probably the best one. The cannabis mall that even someone like myself who does not partake absolutely loves and gets the appeal of it. Go to disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by, and there are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know that all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training for no extra cost? Want all the perks? Upgrade to the PF Black Card and enjoy use of amenities such as unlimited use of the Black Card Spa, featuring hydro massage, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, and more, along with access to over 2,500 locations worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. For more information or to join today, visit your local Planet Fitness or planetfitness.com.
Hey, what up, though? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with the WUW Crew. Shout out to Matthew Broder. Can't wait to get you back with us, brother. We love you. Shout out to that dude, Justin, as well. He's already at the remote. Big D Energy in Ermanni and Edwards Mavs will be at the Feldman Auto Children's Miracle Celebrity Invitational today at the Detroit Golf Club. Can't wait. But we got Detroit's #1 draft pick KG in the sound booth, Woodward Sports' MVP, JB Smooth in the TD booth, intern Chase in the building, the vet of the squad up here, Flannel Sam, and it's your boy Brendan, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Pistons reporter and writer. And you know what? Go ahead and satisfy that like button, man. It's been a while.
It has.
It's been some time, man.
Hey, you know it's Monday, man. Come on now. Kool-Aid, start him up real nice, real slow. I need you to pick up that phone, plug that charger into it real nice and slow. Then go ahead and hit that like for the crew, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. DJ Reader is back. Detroit Lions have wrapped up preseason. That means we are just that much closer to Boo Them Kids season, man. Game 1 against the Rams at Ford Field, man, and I can't wait. But we got some more business to take care of, man. The preseason might be over, but there's still some more business to handle before we get to that first week 1 game. DJ Reader, man, he's back. We're excited about that. But obviously what comes to mind for me, at least first when I think of DJ Reader, it's the injury concerns.
Yeah.
You know, what's your level of concern with his injury history?
1 out of 10.
5. Because DJ Reader, he has missed 22 games combined in the last 4 seasons, and he's coming back from a torn quad as a big man.
Yeah.
That's a very serious injury, and it wouldn't shock me still if he was kept out for maybe weeks 1 and 2, although he is eligible to return week 1, courtesy of being off of the PUP list. And I think the concern also goes into what is behind him. I understand, like Levi Onwuzurike, I would not be shocked at all if he has a big year. Mm-hmm. However, if DJ Reader even has to miss a game or 2, it's not a luxury. It's a necessity that Levi Onwuzurike improves. If DJ Reader does have to miss even like 4 or 5 games this year, it's not the whole Broderick Martin thing. He better show something. Same with, I don't want to be too rough on a 6th-round rookie.
Yeah.
However,
Wingo, yeah.
You might have to expect some things out of guys who aren't necessarily ready. However, the fact that it seems as though, courtesy of him being off the PUP list, that DJ Reader is recovering from this torn quad in at least a timely manner, that makes me believe that he's probably going to at least start week 2 on or week 3 on. However, if he does have to miss some games, I think it's a little bit concerning. But if Levi Onwuzurike becomes the guy that everybody is reporting from training camp, then maybe it isn't so bad.
Yeah, man. It's to me, you got to at least get 12 to 13 games out of this guy.
Sure.
I know just based off his track record, you can't expect him to play all 17, but I feel like 12 to 13 in the regular season is good, and then we absolutely need him for the playoff stretch. But I think the depth is a lot better this year, man. You got Kyle Pecco. You have a Broderick Martin who had a decent preseason. Mekhi Wingo as well. And, of course, we've been hearing Levi O's name all through training camp, man. So I just hope that he can flash as well. But the depth behind him is enough to make up for that 3 to 4 game gap that he may miss during the year. But absolutely need him for 12 to 13 games, and we need him for the playoff stretch in order to really make an impact on this defense.
Now, I like the way that you're painting the picture as well. You know, as an observer, it's like, okay, what is the impact? Because do I expect him to be injured at some point in time, or at least need a breather? Yeah, you know, because with this, even with this preseason, we were wondering what's the extent of some of these injuries. And as we got more and more word, we started to realize, you know what? They're just really trying to make sure that their guys are ready for game 1 of the regular season. And so, you know what? Whether it's just, y'all need a breather, whether it's, hey, I need to nurse an injury, whether it's I need an extra week because we know we're going into the playoffs and we want to be hot. You know, I'm a lot more comfortable, especially if that depth can kind of get their feet wet earlier in the season while you have a DJ Reader healthy and there in the lineup. And then as you get later in the season, have the experience, have your reps, kind of be warmed up, and really look like you're not missing a beat at all. I remember last year's we got kind of, you know, deep into the season, we were able to rely on some offensive linemen, some backups like that, who during the early parts of the season were getting those reps. And when they stepped in the playoffs, they stepped up big.
Yeah, and let's not get it twisted about DJ Reader, at least in my opinion, but I don't think this is a crazy one. DJ Reader was the most important acquisition this offseason. You could argue Carlton Davis, and I'll listen, and I'm not going to be mad at you for that, but just what DJ Reader can do for this pass rush, given the attention that he's going to receive, that's really what he's here for.
What DJ Reader can do for Carlton Davis.
What DJ Reader can, hey, and also to be fair, what Carlton Davis can do for a DJ Reader as well, and the defensive lineman. But I just think what you're upgrading DJ Reader to from what the Lions had last year is a greater upgrade than what you got from Carlton Davis. I personally think, and I know it's kind of moot because Cam Sutton would have been suspended anyway. I don't think Carlton Davis is as big of an upgrade as some people think. He's an upgrade, don't get me wrong. But the DJ Readers upgrading from like the Benito Joneses and the Bohanas of the world, that's seismic.
Yeah.
That was definitely a plus add for us and our team here. But again, I agree with all you guys as well. I'm not expecting DJ Reader to sit here and play every single game. He's going to get hurt again, and as you said, Kool-Aid, he's going to need a breather. So if, as KG said, you can play him for at least that 12-13, sit him until the playoffs, once again, when you really truly need him, I think you'll be fine. It's not like we're going to be hurting. We do have depth at this position as well, too. And you're hoping that during these days, during the training and during the games, that you at least see some progression from your Broderick Martins, your Mekhi Wingo. So when and if DJ goes down, you're not going to be extremely hurting. But it is a positive sign that he already has stated that, hey, he's ahead of his recovery process when he was like 4 years ago. So he knows the process. He knows it takes a little bit of time, but at the same time, he knows his body a little bit more and knows that he's ready to go and he's fully back and prepared to play.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this. And before we kind of get into more of the preseason breakdown, the things we like from the game, and I know later on we're going to be talking about some of this 53-man roster because it is cut week. Intern Chase, man, got to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just basing all of my thoughts on what I've seen from the coaching staff over the previous years, the way they handled Jahmyr Gibbs last year whenever he kind of seemed a little banged up. Even like sitting Amon-Ra, just for like a sore ankle, I believe it was last year. Yeah. I'm not too worried about what's going to happen with how they handle DJ Reader. I think he's going to be healthy. He's going to be impactful when we need him, and I don't really like to put it out there that like injuries and stuff like that. It's not something to you wouldn't think about that for a loved one of yours or anything like that. So why would we think about that? For good point. At the end of the day, these are people too. So why are we going to go out of our way to project something bad to happen to them?
Hey, you know what, man? It's hey, you can come here and get your analysis on the games. You can get your recap. You can get your review. You can also come here and get your therapy as well. These people help to paint such a great picture. I'm hoping I'm doing the same thing with Pistons too.
Oh, of course.
But I'm dead serious, man. You know what? Because having the right lens for the season as fans who have not been there before. This is our first season, walking into a season knowing that Super Bowl is what's expected. So it's like understanding and knowing exactly what to look for. It's the same thing we did with the Tigers, right?
Yep.
And the Tiger season so far has played out almost to a T, how Broder and some of us have, really everybody. We all said that this will be what it looks like. It'll be a roller coaster. It'll be some ugly baseball. It'll be some good baseball. They're going to get to the trade deadline. We want to see what they're going to do, and then we'll see the rest of the way. It's pretty much played out that way.
Sure.
But I want to get into this Detroit Lions preseason game. They win 24-17 over the Steelers.
Ooh, yeah, big win. Big win that's going to translate to that's going to translate into the standings of the regular season. But no, you know what? Before we let's get to that on the other side of the break because we have a lot to unpack. Yeah. But before we go to break, I got to read this comment from Terrell from FL because I think this is actually best case scenario. If Levi is balling, we can rest DJ. Well, he says every 4 games. I don't know necessarily about that, but maybe for like the first few. If Levi Onwuzurike comes in as a starter, if DJ Reader, who has not practiced, by the way, this whole preseason, if he's not ready and Levi Onwuzurike shows up and balls out, that might be best case scenario for the Lions, at least moving forward this year. If you've got 3 known commodities in the interior wreaking havoc, some teams don't even have 1. I'll just say that. Bears.
Hey, it's interesting, man. I'm wondering what the Detroit Lions are cooking up there. The personnel, it is very interesting. And all these guys deserve the playing time. Oh, Lions on the prowl.
Hey, but
let's get into this in the next segment.
I'll tell you what, though. If you want the best Lions coverage for your pregame show, we've got it here at Woodward Sports.
Lions.
Start your day with Woodward in Maine. On game day, Detroit, you're waking up with Woodward and Maine. Your source for all the insider information on the defending NFC North champion Detroit Lions with insight from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder. Get ready, Detroit, every game day, 8 to 9 a.m. Woodward and Maine. Hey, oh my goodness, that is a great pick. Speaking of great picks, the pregame show. Come on,
let's go.
Sponsored by Sabbath Coffee and Tullamore True Irish Whiskey. Every game day, Neil Rule and Sean Beliebshin bring you the best Lions pregame show Sunday 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports, giving you all the up-to-date injury reports, fantasy sit and starts, and Detroit Lions knowledge, delivering it as only Neil and Sean can. Join us for every home game live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, your official guide to Lions game day on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. With 10-plus years of experience and 24/7 availability, scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
Don't let that hoe do it. Hey, don't let her do it. Don't let her get your biscuits. Don't let her get your biscuits. Shout out to Soroki's too. KDK got your back. Soroki's literally has our back. Hey, that sounds like a plan for lunch, man. But you know,
oh yeah,
Wake Up Woodward and Woodward Sports has yours, and I'm hoping chat family you guys have ours. Smash that like button. Let's run up the likes. Run up the likes. Let's run up the lights. Hey, you know what? That might have to be another song too.
Hey, come on with it, bro.
Got the R&B one, got the hip hop one.
Run up the
Come
lights.
on, the Yo Bar King stays ready.
Hey, let's rock, man. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We're talking to Detroit Lions. They did beat the Steelers 24-17 in their last preseason game, and we don't even call it an audition because the starters, they were just kind of like Jared Goff the entire preseason. They were just chilling, like, hey, I'm gonna be around for some time.
Oh yeah, and I think one of the takeaways from both.
No, we're gonna skip this segment because the preseason doesn't.
It don't matter.
I said the results. The results. The win-loss. Anywho, I know you guys don't actually listen, so you guys aren't gonna remember that. But no, for real, the Hendon Hooker thing. I think that's what a lot of us were most excited about going into the last preseason game. He finally got a start over that bum Nate Sudfeld who should be on this team.
Hook.
So I think it was a bit of a mixed bag. However, I saw enough from the game at Kansas City when he actually had competent protection and competent help around him, making all kinds of NFL-type throws. Not always the most difficult ones, but given this offense, given that a lot of the receivers were open, that's all you really had to do, and showing off his scrambling ability. However, in this Steelers game, it wasn't as insulated as before. I will just say that because he was running for his absolute life, at least early on in the game.
Defense, dog.
Yeah, and I get it. Some people are going to say that Hendon Hooker held onto the ball a little bit too long. A couple of them you can say that he did. I'm not going to fight you on that. However, one of the biggest takeaways from this game, and this ties right into Hendon Hooker, is please, no offensive line injuries. I don't want to see Colby Sorsdal ever in my life again. Never.
Horrible preseason.
Duke Clemens got destroyed. He was terrible.
Yeah.
Giovanni Manu, terrible. And that's to be expected, at least in pass blocking, by the way.
Right, hold it. Don't tease it, because we're getting to the 53-man.
All right. All right.
He was already in run blocking, though. He was.
Flannel is going in already. But Hendon Hooker, just to put the stats out there, in this game, 12 of 20, 114 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Hendon Hooker, 10 carries, 93 yards on the ground.
9.3 yards a carry, too.
Yeah.
9 yards a carry.
Man, hey, listen, camera's on you. Talk to me, man.
Nah,
Hendon
man.
Hooker.
I thought he showed a lot in this game. Now, of course, it wasn't perfect, to Sam's point. It was a bit of a mixed bag. The interception he threw, I didn't necessarily feel like it was his fault. Isaiah Williams kind of stopped running on his route a little bit and just got to the ball late. And he was on the run for his life a good portion of this game. But things he needs to clean up, of course, that fumble snap that he had that he actually picked up and got a first down on, which was actually kind of crazy. High stepped it, too. It was kind of nice, man.
On his Denard Robinson.
Yeah, man. Like, the kid is electric, man. Like, he has a skill set that we have not seen as Lions fans, I don't think maybe ever, man, because the running quarterbacks that we've had in the past were just not complete players. But I think he adds an element to this offense that, we have not seen. And if Jared Goff were to go down, I do feel confident that he can win not a game, but games plural. Yes. Okay. With a first-team offense with Frank Ragnow snapping him the ball.
Because that does matter. Part of the narrative is we're going to judge him based on how he looked in preseason, but it's not like he played with the first-team offense.
He did not. And then some of the throws he was making, man, the guy has an arm. It's not like he's just run first, and that's the only thing he can do. He has an arm, and he knows how to place a football, man. So I'm really excited for his development going forward. I don't know what this means for his Lions future, but I mean, worst case scenario, you're looking at a very valuable trade piece, later on down the line, man. But just really encouraged by what I saw, and I do feel like he's done enough to secure the number 2 role. I know Dan Campbell said that it would probably be Sudfeld, and for reasons that I do understand. But if Goff goes down, he gives you your best chance to win.
Yeah. Hey, and JB Smooth, man, hey, listen, if it actually happened, knock on wood.
Yeah.
And they got to go to the backup quarterback, and it is Sudfeld over your boy, because you are the president of the Let Hook Cook Fan Association. If it's Nate Sudfeld, man, what are you doing?
If it's Nate Sudfeld, there is no way and ever you should feel whatsoever confident that this man can lead you to a win. I'm sorry. Like, you're going to have to sit here and hand this ball off to Montgomery and Gibbs several times just to get some scores up there.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I kind of feel like this is almost like this my player type. Hooker is going to be the guy, but you got to kind of earn it. A couple weeks from now, maybe before the season starts, they're going ahead and give him that nod, because how do you not?
Yeah.
Everything that he flashed on film, everything he put out there on the field, it's what you wanted to see. This was the preseason where we were like, you know what? Anybody who's a Hendon Hooker fan, listen, take in all of these games.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the only games in the near future that we see him in a Lions uniform, because we want Jared Goff upright and healthy for the regular season. But everything he showed me, I'm like, you know what? I can understand the vision that Brad Holmes might have had when Hendon Hooker was a pick.
Well, yeah, and let me just say this too, because there's an odd amount of Sorsdahl and Sudfeld defenders in the chat,
Really?
which I think is kind of crazy, and some flannel derangement syndrome. John effing Lord, I'm talking to you. However, because when did I say anything about Hendon Hooker's interception? That's right, I didn't. Look back.
That's facts.
Anywho,
There you go.
I think Hendon Hooker has shown me enough that I'm more confident in the backup quarterback position.
Yeah.
After the first game, parlayed with the fact that he was in concussion protocol, I wouldn't say concerned, but maybe a little bit of the Lions might behoove them to sign someone else, sign someone a little bit more.
And that was
veteran.
a lot of us, just to be fair.
And I think that was fair at the time. However, what I'm thinking about, what I'm envisioning for Hendon Hooker, knock on wood, if he has to get any playing time this year due to a Jared Goff injury, is what will be around him. He won't be having, hopefully, Colby Sorsdahl or Duke Clemens or Giovanni Manu or Nice or like Kingsley. Right. He'll be behind the best offensive line in the NFL with an Amon-Ra St. Brown, with a Sam Laporta, with the best running back duo in the NFL. It would be a very insulated situation to where a backup, even somebody who has some growing pains he needs to pan out, like Hendon Hooker, could at least be competent enough to lead the Lions to wins.
Yeah.
Would he be Jared Goff? Would he put up the numbers that Jared Goff would? Most likely not. I would say overwhelmingly likely not. Yeah. However, would he necessarily need to? No.
Yeah.
Just don't crash the Ferrari.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that Hendon Hooker would not crash the Ferrari.
And with the type of running ability he has, you're never out of a down. Like, you could be 3rd and 14, man, and he could pick up the first with the type of wheels and legs that he has. Also, his vision just getting down the field as a runner, man. I was really impressed by what I saw him getting out of the pocket.
Because I used to wonder, like, okay, if they wound up running a trick play or something that had a Hendon Hooker in, is defense just like, oh, he's just going to take off? Well, no, you got to stay honest. What I saw in preseason is that this guy, he can sling it.
Yeah, he's a pocket passer first. Like, he will stay in the pocket as long as he needs to, but he knows, he has a good sense of, knowing when the danger is coming and getting out, ahead of it.
All right, and I got a question, okay? Because we had some questions throughout preseason. Hendon Hooker in the backup quarterback spot was one. Another one is his wide receiver room.
Ooh.
Was there anything in this last game, and overall throughout preseason too, if you want to put a bow on this, how are you feeling, man, about this wide receiver room? Did anything move the needle in this third game?
Donovan Peoples-Jones had the worst preseason I've ever seen from a fringe roster, from like a fringe roster player.
He not lying, bro.
He went from being somebody who,
and none of us want to say this,
who in the offseason, oh my goodness, a wide receiver 3 that could maybe even be more productive than Josh Reynolds, to you're going to be off the team in favor of a undrafted rookie. And I get it. Somebody like Isaiah Williams played. He was one of the standouts of. He was one of the standouts of this preseason. It's just when I look at somebody like Isaiah Williams versus a Donovan Peoples-Jones, what Isaiah Williams did was just get open damn near every single play. I know he only had 1 catch in this last preseason game, but he had 6 the one before. He ran crisp routes. He has more, I would say, shiftiness and football speed than his 40 time led on. And he's somebody, too, that I believe Ben Johnson could utilize as a 4th or a 5th wide receiver, and could be somebody that Jared Goff likes to throw the ball to as well, given his skill set, that it's, to me, almost like a poverty or a homeless man's Amon-Ra St. Brown, at least as of right now. And also what Isaiah Williams has showed you is he can take an end around and get 11 yards for a first down. He has been, too, the most effective return man, both in punt and kickoff, I would argue. In the last game, he had the longest kickoff return of the game, which was 37 yards, and in in the punt return game averaged 10 yards per return, and in the previous game had one over 20 yards. And we all know, regardless of how I feel about special teams, that it is something that the Lions value. And Donovan Peoples-Jones obviously is going to give you bubkiss on special teams, and he's given you bubkiss in the preseason when it comes to being a wide receiver. And I get it. A lot of people are going to excuse Donovan Peoples-Jones like, oh, who's throwing him the ball? What I saw was somebody who couldn't get open. What I saw is somebody who didn't fight for the ball, like he was desperate to make a team, which is how he should have been playing. I saw the exact opposite from somebody like Isaiah Williams, and I saw the exact opposite from somebody like Caden Davis. It's just Caden Davis is just not talented enough. But damn it, he was playing like his life depended on it. And shout out to him.
He'll be on the practice squad.
And that's what you want to see, because I believe if DPJ played like that with his physical attributes and what he's already put out on tape in the NFL, he would have made you would have been able to clearly see him out there on the field, and he was just an afterthought, absolute afterthought. But the wide receivers for you, brother.
Yeah, I think the DPJ experiment has failed. Sam was on point with everything he said about Isaiah Williams. To me, he is the wide receiver for this team going forward, and it's not just what he did in the preseason, in which he led the 2 games in this preseason in receptions. It's also what he did in the return game as well, man. To have another reliable returner back there, I feel like pays dividends for this team. And yeah, man, just DPJ. It's not from lack of trying, and I don't want people to get that image like he didn't try hard enough. He was out there giving it as best he could. I don't know what's happened to the guy, man, to be completely honest with you. I feel like they gave him every opportunity to win that number 3 and or number 4 job, and just every chance that he had in the preseason.
And he had a head start. He played with Goff. He played during the regular season last year.
Yeah, but every opportunity he had in the preseason just did not work out for the man. And I think it's safe to say that this experiment is over. They re-signed him to a low-money contract, so there's no sweat off their back. You know, they were kind of prepared for this if it were to go south.
I'm glad that they kicked the tires, man.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Good
You were
to see them
supposed to
go out there and do that. It's a guy that we want to see succeed. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, hometown kid, from high school to college and so forth. But when you're looking at this preseason game, I know we're going to get to this 53-man roster conversation, this prediction. And I'm looking forward to that, because I told Flannel, you got to keep it. But one more thing that kind of stood out, the missed field goals. Do we have a kicker problem, again, heading into the first game of the regular season, just about a week and a half, 2 weeks away? Do we have an issue there? Are we going to see basically fourth quarter Dan Campbell absolutely on one this year because of what we saw in preseason, or do you think you come away a little bit more comfortable?
I think he'll still be aggressive. I mean, that's what Dan Campbell's bread and butter is what he made his name on, is going for it. But I do feel like he will be, in certain situations, a little more confident in the kicking. Now, of course, Jake Bates, this is his first year in the NFL. He's going to have growing pains, man. I look at him like kind of, the trajectory that Jake Moody had last year. Jake Moody is somebody who was drafted high last year in the draft. Of course, we all know him being Michigan's kicker. But he's somebody who had some struggles, but also had some triumphs, man. So I think you just got to stick with him, man. It's his first year. Let him work out the kinks. But overall, I feel like he will make a good majority of his kicks going forward. And we just got to see what we have, man. And you won't know until you throw him out there in real game situations. But I would say just hang with the kid, man. He's going to be okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Flannel's take on this one.
I'm more concerned with the kickoff.
That part.
Okay.
That part, yes.
Okay. Yeah, break it down.
You cannot. There is no excuse, and I get it, the whole landing zone thing. That's new. That's a little bit tricky, and Jake Bates kicked one short of the landing zone again, but you can't kick the ball out of bounds. It just cannot happen. Yeah. That means that the other team gets the ball at the 40-yard line, and it's something that is just so
we don't
avoidable.
Want to put that on our defense.
You can't do that.
We're relying on some rookie corners in tandem.
And I get it. People are going to say, "You've never kicked a football before, Flannel." No, I haven't. However, that field is really wide.
Yeah,
There's a reason why it's penalized for you kicking it out of bounds.
He's a professional kicker, people. He has to make that kick.
It cannot happen. And yeah, a 30-yarder, of course, that's inexcusable. If you miss a 30-yarder, that's if you do that in a regular season game, that's detrimental to the team. However, I've never fancied Jake Bates as somebody who's going to be our version of Harrison Butker or Justin Tucker. I just hope that he's better than what Michael Badgley was. And we have no choice because Michael Badgley's out for the season. So I choose, for the purpose of my narrative, to focus more on the 4-for-4 field goal game.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
No,
Just saying. It happened too. It happened too.
Why do they have Jake Bates doing the kickoff? Is that not reserved for Jack Fox, or do they just not believe that Jack Fox can, kick it in a shorter field? I don't understand why Jack Fox wouldn't be on kickoff.
Honestly, you might have to consider that, no matter what, because you cannot be costing your defense because of kickoffs, regardless of how new the rule is. If you're a professional kicker, you've got to get it within the landing zone and inbounds. You just do.
Yeah.
Oh, Lions talk, man. In abundance today. We got to talk about probably the most important thing right in front of us, because it is cut week.
Yes, sir.
And there are some players that we got to talk about because Dan Campbell, you heard his comments on James Houston? And there's some other players we got to talk about. You already heard some of the comments on DPJ. And I know you were already ready to let loose on a couple other players that might need to get the boot. But, and that's not as awesome. It's not so awesome. But let me tell you about something that is. It's where a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. All you have to do, stop here, sit back and relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented hairstylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime. 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring, so you can call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed, because it is technology that is backed by people. And your safety and your security, it deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who've been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Once again, that number, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Got some freaky ass people in this studio, man. What is going on?
Broder, man. Miss you, brother. Miss you. Can't wait to get you back with the entire team. Shout out to that dude, Justin, as well, who's down at the golf event already setting up for Big D Energy and Ermanni and Edwards with Mass. They will be broadcasting live from the Feldman Auto Children's Miracles Celebrity Invitation. That's it. Hey, it's going to be a good day, a great time, but this show has already started off epically. Thank you guys for supporting us. If you haven't gotten the opportunity to, go on ahead and smash that like button, satisfy it, treat it right, do whatever you got to do. But, hey, you know what? Let's do it again, man.
We got a double back.
We running it back.
DJ, play that shit again, man. Hey, go ahead, Kool-Aid. Let the people know where you at. Woo, that boy can sing right there.
Satisfy it. Hit it. Hey, but listen, man, before we move on to the 53-man roster and the cuts, the players that you absolutely believe need to be punted to the moon. Let's put a bow on this thing, man. Any last comments on the preseason?
Just real quick, I think just talking about Hendon Hooker again, I think people talk about his impact as a backup. I think what we should be talking about is his impact on the field in practice for our defense. Like, he's obviously averaging over 9 yards a carry as a quarterback. He's going to be that scout team quarterback who our defense can prepare with, trying to contain and deal with those quarterbacks who are not only mobile but can also throw the ball very effectively as well. So I think his effectiveness in practice with our defense is going to be huge this year.
Hey, man, intern Chase in here, man. Bringing the heat, bro.
Dropping jewels.
Hey, you know what? We'll let that be the last word since Flannel doesn't believe in preseason football.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But we'll let him have the first word on this one. I asked him earlier, I was like, look, bro, I see you getting fired up about some of these players and what you think, what decisions need to be made with some of them. Let's get into this 53-man roster prediction and have a little bit of conversation on it as well.
All right, so I think the most important one to me is that James Houston has to make this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been somebody who I haven't caped up for James Houston as much as maybe I should have, but I'm going to do that today. And I get it. I don't know what significance you glean from preseason versus what you see in practice every day, but James Houston to me was the best player on the field in the final preseason game. He had 3 pressures, 1 sack, and it was absolutely huge for him. I mean, you saw how quick he could be, even to the inside of the tackle, which was it was pretty nice to watch. And the reason is that we've seen James Houston on the field in 2022 have 8 sacks in 7 games. I'm not saying that he's going to duplicate that. I'm not saying that he's an overall versatile defensive player, because he most certainly is not. It's just, if James Houston isn't on this team, if he is a non-factor, I all of a sudden have some more questions about maybe why they didn't do more to add an edge rusher in the draft or through free agency. We're talking about just Marcus Davenport. That doesn't give me as much confidence as having Marcus Davenport and James Houston. I just think if you're the coaching staff, regardless of what you've seen from James Houston, regardless of the failed Sam linebacker experiment, you just need this man on your team to just go rush the quarterback maybe even for a 7 to 10 snaps per game, or maybe even more, just because it's such a valuable skill set. And James Houston has showed it at the NFL level. Matthew Betts hasn't. Ukwu hasn't. No disrespect to those guys, but James Houston, you've seen it on the field. This man can be a demon as a pass rusher if used properly.
That's what makes me honestly optimistic about him, and that's what makes me call him a gamer. It's because we've seen him do this in the games. We know exactly what his skills are and what his traits are. Some of the questions, how healed up is he from the injuries? And that's what Dan Campbell also talked about as well. And Dan Campbell also had a couple good things to say about him, but ultimately with James Houston, he said, you know what he has on his side is the fact that we've seen him do it already. He has a body of work and he has tape.
Yeah.
We know what this guy's done on the field. But you know what else he called out as something very important? He said, we see him every single day in practice going up our great tackles. Great tackles. So ultimately, he said it's going to be a hard decision for Brad himself. He said, is what's happened in preseason enough? He says it's hard to say that right now.
It's still crazy, though, that there's even a question about him. And I can't fault that.
That's crazy.
I can't fault that.
With no edges, or like you would think that, hey, this is push button. We were just about a week and a half ago sitting here talking about the tandem that they can have, the rotation they can have, kind of at the edge by committee position with some guys who are hungry, with some guys who want that next contract, with some dogs, some people that we know. You know what? At their peak, we know exactly that those players can be what we need. Yeah. So even though Brad didn't go out and cook up as it relates to the edge position, maybe it's because they like what they already have on the roster, man.
Yeah, I mean, for example, and again, what you get from preseason is up to interpretation, but that's all most of us see. Is somebody like Isaac Ukwu, is he somebody who has been the best edge rusher for the totality of the preseason? Has he done enough to take James Houston's spot? I certainly wouldn't advise it, but I'm not in the building every single day. I'd feel more confident with James Houston. However, sometimes you get your job taken by somebody who's been a little bit better and maybe a little bit more hungry than you are. I wouldn't advise it, but that's just what happens in the NFL.
And people seem to forget that James Houston was cut before. Like that season that he got 8 sacks in 9 games, he was cut to begin the year, and they brought him back in the middle of the season, and he gave us that miraculous stretch of sacks. But I think he makes this team by default just based on the nature of his contract, for one, and two, they really can't afford to subtract from the opposite edge rusher position at this point in the year. I think you need to keep as many edge rushers opposite Hutch as you can get, because they're going to end up doing this by committee. There's no real true 3-down, defensive end on the other side of Hutch. So I think he does make the team just based off of that. But this is a crucial year for James Houston. Do not get that messed up, because he is not linked to this team after this year. So he needs to go out there and show it on the field. Show that it wasn't just a flash in the pan and that these teams didn't really have tape on you. And that's why you were able to get such an amazing stretch like that. I think it's going to be pivotal for him. And like I said, you don't have to go out there and replicate what you did in 2022. But if you can go out there and contribute maybe 4 to 5 sacks for the year, maybe a lot of pressures, I think that's enough to instill confidence in the coaching staff that they have a pseudo reliable, maybe third down, third and long pass specialist, back there. So we'll see with James Houston.
We're definitely going to see. And chat family, Beezer, he says, I think we trade Houston to Houston for a wide receiver. Zay, pass rush is valuable. And I hear you over there, MVP. I'm about to call on you next. Zay says pass rush is valuable, and James Houston has showed it in NFL snaps before, which is something that Dan Campbell definitely talked about. Sean Hartue, he says Houston play out of position for 2 games. Patrick Ofiara, he says he very well could be a victim of the hype of his rookie year. Hope Houston can snap back. JB, how you feeling about Houston on this roster, man? Day one regular season roster for you?
No, if anything, it's probably practice squad. I just don't want to see him gone. I don't want to see him gone. I don't want to sit here and trade him to Houston. Just for that simple what if factor. Like, what if, like,
so you still
trade
believe
him away?
in him, but right now you believe it's not enough.
Right now, I don't think it's enough. I think it's close, but it's not quite there yet. If you can stick around just for a little bit longer and probably, gain a little bit more skills with everyone around you, I definitely think you'll be right there once again. But I just don't want to give him away just for another receiver that, who knows, might not even pan out.
The problem is, at least for me, with James Houston even being on the practice squad, is if Marcus Davenport goes down, which history shows he will at some point, you might, and I emphasize might, because I expect Josh Paschal to have a breakout year. However, he's one of Brad Holmes' misses up to this point. If Marcus Davenport has to miss a game or 2 or 3 or 4 and James Houston isn't on the roster, the edge rusher opposite Hutch is looking a little bit too much potentially like it was last year.
Exactly.
Who are you going to – John Kaminsky's going to be out for probably the whole year. You've got Isaac Ukwu, maybe. Matthew Betts, maybe. Am I missing anybody obvious? Josh Paschal. Josh Paschal, yeah. if he breaks out, which is an if, that's not good enough. Mm-hmm. And with James Houston's track record, I need to see him on the field. And I get it. He might – just not be looking that great in practice. And it might have been a big disappointment that James Houston couldn't look better as a Sam linebacker. Maybe it's imperative for the coaching staff that he does become more versatile for him to be on this team. I just worry about the opposite edge rusher depth if Marcus Davenport goes down and James Houston is on the practice squad.
That's why I said you can't afford to subtract at this point from that opposite edge rusher position. You need as many bodies as possible because of the injury risks that most of those players on that side have. So.
Oh, okay. You know what? Got a little bit of Chiefs breaking news, man.
Really?
They are signing. This is like a match made in flannel Sam heaven. You've heard him talking about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Will you do the dance for us, Sam? Can you do the Corvette dance?
According to Ari Meroff, the Chiefs are signing wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster.
I know.
Part of the Schultz report.
I know. God, the Lions could never sign somebody like that. I wonder what bum-ass organization just signed him back. Checks, watches.
Lord.
3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Kansas City Chiefs.
Relax.
Juju could never be in the Lions culture ever. He's a bum. He sucks. But the Chiefs obviously like him enough to have him back. And I get it. He's going to be cheap. But that's the point.
Yeah.
Should the Lions have?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No, Sam was beating that drum, and I didn't necessarily disagree with Sam, but I can understand why they didn't do it. And he's returning to a place where he's had his most recent success aside from being in Pittsburgh in that first couple years. But
the most success he had was that flag he drew.
For real.
I don't like this. I don't like it.
Chase, who was second on that team in receiving yards?
No, he contributed that year. I give him that.
I was told after 2018, where he had that amazing year and then kind of fell off, that all he was a TikTok guy. He's a locker room cancer. He's a bum.
But maybe he just happens to work in a Kansas City system. Maybe he just doesn't work anywhere else, or a lot of other places. So, so it just is what it is, man. I don't hate it. Yes, we could have used him. I wasn't totally against it, but I don't blame him for not doing it.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. John Fisher, just because the Chiefs do something doesn't make it right for us, dopey. Okay. Okay. That's fine. All I'm saying is that, and I'm going to be called Chiefs fan Sam, dopey. Every single organization in the NFL would cut off their fucking hand to have the Chiefs' success that they've had the last 5 years.
Dopey.
If the Chiefs do it, it's more than likely a good move. Brett Veach is arguably the greatest GM in NFL history. Look at his draft history. Look at it. Look at it. Look at his sightings.
Look at it.
Jesus Christ. But Juju's just a bomb. He sucks. Patrick Mahomes won another Super Bowl MVP and another regular season MVP with Juju Smith-Schuster being his second leading receiver on the team.
You love you some Juju.
But the Lions, they have no use for him.
Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdowns with Eric Decker as his second.
Eric Decker was a 1,000-yard receiver multiple times, Chase. Jeez, now Eric Decker's a bum?
I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm just saying you can. Kembrell Tompkins had a pretty good success with Tom Brady. Did any other team ever?
Kembrell Tompkins is the same as Juju. Okay, Chase. Okay, Chase. Oh my God.
You gonna do the crate challenge too?
Look. We gotta get back. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna get more into this 53-man roster prediction, man. Shout out to Randall Smalls, $5 super chat. Never can have too many D linemen. Nice meeting y'all. Thank you. It was nice to meet you down. Randall Smalls got down to hole 17. It was dope. He came down, supported the different shows that we had there, and had some fun.
That's what's up.
It was an epic time at the Allied Challenge at the beautiful Woodward Hills, man. Pure Michigan absolutely showed out, bro. It was dope. But you know what? The Chiefs, they just added some insurance. We got to talk about this because obviously when you talk about the biggest threats to the Chiefs, the Lions always pop up in that conversation. Mm-hmm. This was something that we had talked about for a couple weeks now as it relates to Juju Smith-Schuster. So it's interesting to see that the Chiefs, as a team that is not just a contender, but is the defending Super Bowl champs, they make this type of move. I want to be able to ask you guys a question about, is it time for the Detroit Lions locker room? Once you get to a certain point of Super Bowl expectation, you want to care about the locker room and kind of the feels and the vibes. Mm-hmm. But when you have Super Bowl expectations, should you be able to absorb one or two of those types of attitudes if it can boost you on the field? But you know what? I can tell you about some more insurance at Swiss Insurance. Now more than ever, it's critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss will make sure your current carrier is not slipping in anything extra, especially no extra fees. Or raising those deductibles. All you got to do is call our guy Mark at Swiss Insurance, 313-530-1698, or visit them online, SwissINS.com. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PUP app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Say merge?
I'm dreaming about my Detroit Signs shirt.
Head over to no Detroit Signs shirt.
Let it
head
go,
over,
man.
Head over to WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab. Dropping new designs every single week. And you know we got the Stoke Not Scared shirt, which you should have already. But you might not have this, but you should. The hashtag BooTemKids shirt that is out right now. That should be replacing all those Detroit sports signs that you have in your closet right now. I know Kool-Aid still has a couple left, but still. Got to get rid of those. And you can't forget about the Woodward Tigers as well, too. Hey, they're making some wins. I can't beat that. WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab. Get swagged out. Season's almost here, baby.
Boo them now.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for kicking off your morning with the WUW Crew. Shout out to Matthew Broder. Shout out to that dude Justin. Can't wait to get you guys back on the show on Tuesday. That dude Justin down at the Detroit Golf Club for the live event. E&E, BDE, they will be broadcasting live. Make sure you guys are tapped in, and make sure you're tapped into the Woodward Heavyweights to end the day as well. We're talking a lot of Lions. Before we went to break, obviously a little bit of news there that concerns to some degree the Detroit Lions, because the Chiefs, if you make it to the Super Bowl, they're probably going to be the ones that are waiting there at the doorstep. They just signed
Offensive Player of the Year, baby. You gotta stop playing with that, man.
Juju Smith-Schuster, man.
The reason why I'm so hot around the collar is because I got murdered on social media. Absolutely murdered. And Chase thinks Kenbrell Tompkins is better.
I didn't say he was
Kenbrell
better. I'm just saying, like, yes, the quarterback makes the receiver. Not the, like, we've seen Juju be good one time when Antonio Brown was getting double and triple teamed, and then as soon as he was gone, we've seen Juju be what he is, which is not that good. He's not that fast. Like, he's
up
just,
and down,
he's
drops passes.
He's a number 2, number 3 receiver. Marquez Valdez-Scaling had more receiving yards in the Super Bowl than Juju.
But he didn't have over 900 yards that year. And by the way, Chase, just to put a little bow on this all, Kenbrell Tompkins has less receiving yards in his career than Juju did in 2022 alone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But same thing.
Hey, Herb Nash said Juju carrying that team.
He is, man.
Hey,
the catalyst.
Hey, you know what? Who's carrying themselves over to the 53-man roster? Who do you believe has punched their ticket? Who do you believe there's still some questions about? Obviously, James Houston is one that's going to be very, very polarizing. There's a lot of people who believe, what? Yeah, of course he should be on the roster. Then you hear the comments from Dan Campbell, you start to go, you know what? Maybe the stuff we've been saying over the last week or two, like about the James Houston conversations, maybe there's a little bit more to that conversation. But are there any other players?
I mean, if we're talking about the secondary, I think that's another one where there are some questions. Stephen Gilmore's gone.
Yeah,
I think
he didn't have a good.
No, he's not an NFL corner, and that's okay. He was undrafted. He's a little undersized. He's out, and I think Kindle Vildor is in. And I get it. A lot of people hear Kindle Vildor and they just shudder in fear, like, oh my God. And I don't blame you, for the record. However, given Emmanuel Mosley being out for the majority of the season, you need somebody just in case who has had experience actually playing pretty well at corner last year. People forget, when Kindle Vildor first came up for the Lions, he was pretty good. He was really good against the Broncos. He was good at Minnesota, and he was good in the game before. Who they were playing escapes me at this point.
What would be the correlation?
It's just that the wheels kind of fell off towards the end of the year when he was asked to do more. You saw his snap count rise and his play dip. We're not asking Kindle Vildor to be a starting corner in any game, but if you're talking about starting cornerback depth, especially if you consider the nickelback role being a starter as well, you're talking about Ennis Rakestraw and then not a whole lot else. You need somebody who at least has had experience, so that's why I think Kindle Vildor makes this team. Yeah, definitely, especially when you hear some of the comments that were made about him during the summer after they signed him to the deal they did. Obviously, very flexible deal that won't hurt the organization much if they decide to cut him. But it was really about his work ethic, and something that I just like personally is that with the failures that he had in the NFC Championship game, knowing how the fans felt about it, and to just say, you know what, I want to work twice as hard. I want to be able to be back here, and I want to be able to be an asset. I want to be able to turn this around. I want to make up for that. I respect that. Yeah. I respect that because we all know that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they're not just handing out roster spots. So if a guy went and earned it after the attrition that he went through already, you know what? I can respect that, man. Yeah. I definitely can. No, and this isn't about him playing super meaningful snaps, or at least we hope not, because it would mean a lot of injuries. But
But depth matters.
Well, and to me, because I know Broder was talking about Khalil Dorsey, I'll use this as an example. I think Kindle Vildor is a better cover guy than Khalil Dorsey, and I think the impact of what Khalil Dorsey being better on special teams isn't worth him being like a primary corner over Kindle Vildor. If that makes sense, you need another person who can cover receivers on the outside.
Man, hey, KG, what about you, man? Because I know during the break as well, we discussed a couple different players here, because we got players that may be on the fringe, or players that you went into preseason with some questions about, but they absolutely answered the bell for you.
Yeah, speaking of earning a spot, Ukwu in, Betts out.
Yep.
I think Matthew Betts' experiment, that's been pretty much settled. A guy that was coming from the CFL, had a lot of hype behind him, but I think Ukwu just had a great preseason, man, and really earned a spot. Even if he doesn't make the 53, man, I fully expect him to be on the practice squad roster. Of course, I think James Houston will make it. I got to give it up for Levi O, man. This is somebody that I highlighted way before, training camp, saying that he was on the fringe, man, and I thought that he would be eligible to be cut, but apparently he's done enough in training camp. We didn't get to see a lot of him in the preseason, but if it's coming from Dan Campbell, then I trust their word on that. DPJ obviously gone. I think Isaiah Williams is definitely going to make this team, and I also think they elect to keep 4 running backs, which would make Zonovan Knight the odd man out, man. I think they like the familiarity they have with Craig Reynolds. And just based off what Vaki gave you, I think he solidified that running back 3 role. So Zonovan Knight, while he was decent for this team, I think he goes as well.
Zonovan Knight is a homeless man's David Montgomery, and the Lions don't need that. Seriously, they don't need that.
No hesitation.
With what Sione Vaki brings in terms of his playmaking ability, both running the football and catching the ball out of the backfield, you need somebody like him, I think, to be the person who gets the 3rd most carries on the team, and also some touches coming out of the backfield. And then with Craig Reynolds, he's better than Zonovan Knight. He's proven more in the NFL. He's had some good NFL games, and we obviously know what he can do protecting the quarterback as well. So Zonovan Knight is one of the more obvious cuts, I think, on the entire roster.
Hey, Xavier D says, it feels very strange to say that Vildor balled out, but he did.
Absolutely.
I'll have to get over it myself.
I
love it, man. And
go ahead.
Oh, no, what up, though?
China virus in the chat, I think brings up another one.
You're going to redo what I was, yep.
James Mitchell's gone.
There you go.
Facts.
He was one of the worst players on the entire field, I think, for the Lions in this. He was the Donovan Peoples-Jones of tight ends, although his stakes weren't quite as high. We obviously know Sam Laporta, Brock Wright as the backup, but I just think with Shane Zylstra, he provides more blocking, he's more reliable, and James Mitchell is just another one of those guys. He's probably more talented than even Brock Wright. He just doesn't. It's just never really panned out for him. And he dropped a pass in yesterday's game, and when I saw that, I'm like, oh boy, you're done, bro.
Yeah.
Just too many tight ends. He's got to be the odd man out.
Yeah, Elgato said, Manu looked awful and slow. That was our wide receiver 3 pick, shaking my head.
I mean,
in the run game, he wasn't terrible, but in pass pro, he has some things to work on.
Well, that was kind of the story of the backup offensive line, because they were all pretty decent in run blocking, even a Duke Clemens. It's just they couldn't keep Hendon Hooker upright.
Factual.
Man, dog. Hey, look, we got a lot more Detroit Lions to talk about, especially with this 53-man roster, this cut day. So it's not just who the Lions cut, but also if there's some other players that you have your eye on, that you're hoping that the Tigers may kick the tires on as well. Maybe they can kick the tires on Mark White.
Oh, yes. You should.
He got hops and hands.
Hey, you should all kick the tires on Mark White, because you can go to markwhitesells.com, and he will provide you with the best realtor experience in home buying. You can save $5,000 on your new home. That's right. I said $5,000. You go to Mark White & Associates, go to their website at markwhitesells.com, or give them a call at 248-290-8242.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PUP app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza. They've got the Nashville Hot. It is absolutely to die for. The same with those biscuits. They've got potato wedges. They've got pretty much everything you could want at Soroki's. And locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. They opened one recently in Madison Heights, which isn't too far from where we're located. So might have to stop by there from time to time. But you guys should stop by there from time to time if there's a location near you. And there probably is if you live in Metro Detroit, because as I said before, they are everywhere. It's Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza.
Hey, and we're back. It's Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for kicking off the morning with the WUW Crew. Shout out to Broder. Can't wait to get you back on the show, brother. Shout out to that dude, Justin, who's down at the Detroit Golf Club for the live events today. It is a Feldman Auto Children's Miracle Celebrity Invitation. There's going to be so many different stars, local celebrities, national celebrities, athletes, actors, Olympians, boxers. Yeah. Hey, Tommy the Man Hearns is going to be there, Megatron, and others. It's going to be an epic time, so you want to definitely stay tapped in for Big D Energy and E&E, and definitely end the day with the big fellas, the heavyweights. But, hey, look, we've been talking a lot of Detroit Lions. Obviously, this is cut week. That goes both ways. So it's who the Lions have to cut to make sure they get down to the 53, as well as some players they might be looking at or keeping an eye on. But JB Smooth, need your take on this, man. Any predictions for you, fringe guys that answered the question, through preseason, or anybody that you got your eye on that might be on another team?
Honestly, it's just Sione Vaki. I think he's done enough to make this roster, and you're going to run into the season with 4 running backs. I think Zonovan Knight is out, as well as Jameer Jefferson as well.
Jamar Jefferson. He'll be on the practice squad. Yeah. They keep him on the practice squad.
Yeah, just keep him on the practice squad because he's still decent. He's still good. He still had that touchdown, I believe, this past preseason game as well, too. And can we just get over the Nate Sudfeld experiment? Can we just drop him right now? Honestly, I'm just done with it.
But he gets Jared Goff his coffee every morning.
Exactly. Oh, you got to keep the starter happy, man.
There's nothing me and Broder disagree more about than Nate Sudfeld. I wish he was here.
Yeah. It is what it is. Jake Fromm for the win, though. Jake Fromm didn't look terrible, man. That's all
I'm telling you. Put Nate Sudfeld to Pluto. Not the
Pluto. So he's on his own wing of the galaxy,
yes.
of the solar system. Let me be a little bit more appropriate for the PC police out there. But
6 for 8, Jake Fromm.
Hey, and you know, Intern Chase, I'll let you kind of have the last word on this thing, man, as it relates to the Lions preseason. Obviously, for me, some questions I got answered. Victory lap number 101 as it relates to Jamison Williams. The things that we saw in practice, and it seems like the coaching staff is taking a lot away from what they saw during the training camp and the practices. The footwork looks good. His hips look good as well, as it relates to turning, getting in and out of his breaks and such. Definitely, man. Definitely.
The hips are open.
Let's say that. Pause. But the hips are open? No, that's good. Stop. Don't do that either. J-Mo looked good. Pause. Golly.
Yeah, it's bad.
J-Mo, hey, you know what? He looks like a guy that's going to definitely be able to lock down the wide receiver 2 spot. And I'm looking forward to it with him, man. A lot of hype, a lot of promise for some years. And this season, we got to see, all right, what's the work ethic going to be? Everything in front of you. No injuries to deal with. No outside noise or attention or anything of that nature. It's just football.
Yes.
Getting his chemistry right with Jared Goff, and he did that. That was one of the things that I think was one of the bigger questions that we had. One of the recurring themes that even if it wasn't a show topic, it would always find its way into our show before training camp started and before we got into the offseason. So it's like to know that this guy, up to this point, Victory Lap 102, sorry, Flannel Sam, up to this point, has checked all the boxes. That to me is something I'm taking away from this preseason. What about you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the season. I think a lot of people should just trust in the coaching, trust in what we've seen over the last 3 years, the development of this team. Just because a lot of us aren't doctors doesn't mean we shouldn't have some patience, just.
Good one, man.
Barking.
It's a bar.
Okay.
So just have faith in the coaches, believe in what they do. I don't think there's any reason to doubt the position they've been putting us in over the last few years. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm ready to roll. And this should be, last year was the best season in Lions history. We're going to take this one to the next level and continue that linear growth.
Any surprising cuts or any surprising makes for you?
I think James Houston's going to make the squad. I think he might end up being one of those last guys to make the roster. I think he's a little bit too one-dimensional for us. As far as what he does and what the coaches want out of our defensive players. But if we put him on the practice squad, I could see a lower level team who's not really super competitive this upcoming year trying to add something to their pass rush. They can kind of afford to have that, rotational piece just to come in and try to make a difference for them.
Yeah, and I just got to give a shout out to the fans real quick, man.
Hey, thank you.
That preseason game, I've never seen a preseason game so loaded with angry, rabid Lions fans, man. It was crazy.
Shall we say? They were fired up.
They were fired up, man. I think they got a false start call late in the game, fourth quarter, man. That is amazing, man. The fans are absolutely ready. They are going to bring it this year, man. The Lions, they got to go out there and put in that work, man, because the fans, they going to come out and support.
Hey, let's rock.
Yeah.
Sickos.
Real
sports
sickos.
fans, man. Let's rock. Hey, I'm serious, man. It
was like a regular season game.
But even on the road, I know we got to get, I believe his name is James, because he was out there on the road at the Chiefs game as well. And he said it was pretty live. Lions fans, man. Let's rock. We're ready.
No, shout out Lions for getting a false start.
Right.
In a preseason game.
In the fourth quarter.
I know. Hey, big win. But you know who else?
I know, right?
Do you know who else is a sicko right now?
Who?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, man.
No. Did you see Did you see what that man did? And threw 5 interceptions in that preseason game.
Yeah, man.
5. And I had to ask the question kind of to myself and to everybody in the room. Is Trey Lance the biggest NFL draft bust in history?
That's tough.
Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, man.
Well, but even at this point, Jamarcus Russell looked a little bit better than Trey Lance.
That's
a good question, man. That is a good question. That's tough.
How good? We didn't really get to see a lot of Trey Lance. He broke his ankle, then Jimmy Garoppolo took over, and he just never really got the reins back. He kind of got Alex Smith in
Pretty
San Francisco
much in his first year.
Yeah.
Except Alex Smith had many years of being good.
I think
no, I get what you're saying.
I think you got to put him in the top 5 to 10, absolutely. Of draft.
There's a couple angles you can look at it from, because the 49ers gave up 3 first-round draft picks to get him.
Yep.
And it didn't hurt them at all, turns out. And this is something that Neil Rule always brings up, and a shout-out to him. Brock Purdy fell out of literal heaven to take over that starting job and lead the 49ers back to an NFC Championship game appearance and then a Super Bowl. Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes.
So in that regard, yeah, Trey Lance is one of the biggest busts ever, but it didn't completely torpedo the franchise. When you look at the Raiders drafting Jamarcus Russell, as you said, Jamarcus Russell was terrible, and that completely torpedoed the Raiders. They didn't have a winning season again for 10 more years.
Yeah.
With the Chargers and Ryan Leaf, that torpedoed the franchise. They didn't have a winning season after that for 6 more years. With the 49ers, they were able to keep it pushing with Brock Purdy. And yes, as you said, Trey Lance did get hurt, but the fact that he was never able to come back and win that job in that situation, which was already pretty ready-made, that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
He's still in the NFL though. Like he still has a chance to like be in this league. And Jamarcus Russell, he's done. Like you said, those players like Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell torpedo their franchises.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can call Trey Lance a top 5 bust when, as you said, the 49ers, they're just chugged along like nothing ever happened.
I know, but they gave up 3 first-round picks to draft
that was crazy.
Yeah, but they're still not.
If they wasn't a good organization, that would have sank them.
Like I know, but it should have. It's because of a miracle, man.
Yeah.
It's a like.
No, they will run.
It should have been worse.
It should have definitely been worse.
It should have
They
been.
came back twice in the playoffs.
I'm just here's the thing too, Chase. I didn't realize you were such a Trey Lance fan. big Trey Lance guy right there.
Don't worry. I once sat in that very chair, and I argued on behalf of Killian Hayes against this man here.
I'm just messing with you, Chase.
Hey, can I give one more shout out, man? Shout out Movies with Lawrence, man. That Cam Sutton interception. Fucking puke, man. The fact that he was getting so hype over that shit, man.
But that came from a dark, deep place,
It was
bro.
disgusting, man. He was out there fucking running across the sidelines. They all dapping him up. It's a preseason game to Flannel's point. Like, what are we doing here, man? You effed up, man. You left us, man. Like, he acted like we did something wrong to him.
Yeah.
Like, that was absolutely disgusting. And like I said, it wasn't necessarily Hendon Hooker's fault. Isaiah Williams just kind of slowed down on an in route of all routes, and he just didn't catch up with the ball. But the fact that Cam Sutton was victory lapping that interception like that was disgusting to me.
To be fair, he was just happy to be out there. That's all I'm saying.
like, what, bro?
There was a time, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but we did shows where Cam Sutton was literally AWOL. People thought that he was dead because he was basically on the run from the law for something that he probably should have just turned himself in for, or definitely should have just turned himself in for.
Yeah.
So, Cam Sutton, you did it to yourself.
I'm telling you, my theory is he wanted out of the Lions organization. He was beefing with the fans at that time, man. We was calling them Sutton Toast left and right.
Bro, he was saying
like
stuff that, honestly, I don't know how he's not canceled.
Yeah, and it was uncharacteristic of him. Somebody that's been majority quiet his whole career, man. It just was nasty work, man. I didn't like that, man.
And all that. That was wild. And man, what a show. This zoomed by, man.
Yep.
This zoomed by. I know we got what's trending, and we have mailbag on the way. Shout out to the Shaquille Oatmeal. 52,000 people were at a preseason game in all caps.
That's wild.
He said, I freaking love Detroit fans,
wild,
man. That's what I'm talking about, sickos.
Yeah, I believe that was Shaquille O'Neal's, like, I didn't think they said that was their first Lions game, so I hope you had a great time.
Hey,
during the preseason. I remember when those games would be like 30 people, bro.
Yeah, but
like, that was wild.
It's absolutely crazy. I remember doing even the Pistons season, man. I was going down for the first kind of that open practice they do every year. Why were lines at each door that was an entrance? There was like 4 entrances. All of the lines back to the streets.
Jesus, man.
Back to the streets. Like, some of these lines had hundreds of people in them. And, oh, by the way, this was like during when media shows up, like 2 hours before the event even goes on.
Wow.
People are already out there, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're there for a Pistons game, then 52,000 for a preseason game, which doesn't matter.
I tell you
Word
what,
to Flannel said.
hey,
I'm just
Detroit.
I'm sorry, Flannel.
I tell you what, Detroit fans, we support during dark times, but when it's a winner out there producing, we will show up, bro.
We will
Love
show
this
up,
city,
and you
man.
know what? It's time for us trending to show up, but let's get some bills paid first. I love this city.
Got
Word to KG.
the Boys and Girls Club. Join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation included, all for a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Hey, look, the watch party with the heavyweights. Y'all want to be there. If you remember some of the watch parties we had last year in studio, a lot of the chat family said we wished we could be there with you all. I know Chase, now intern Chase, he was one of those guys. Well, guess what? Now you can do that. Join Woodward Sports and the Heavyweights live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township for the biggest watch party in Metro Detroit. The big fellas, they go live just before kickoff, and we will catch all of their reactions live on Woodward Sports. Come eat, drink, and cheer on the brand new Lions. Show up and hang out with the guys, or watch at home and be a part of the biggest Lions season of all time. Every game, every touchdown, every exciting moment live with the heavyweights from Hayes Social on Detroit's #1 sports network. That's Woodward Sports. And then, guess what? From the same place, the post-game show is going to go live. You already know your boy is going to be on Sounds, going to be at the watch party. I want to see you guys down there. But right after that game ends, we're getting right into our instant reactions. We're breaking it down. We're going to have callers and people who are there live. We're going to make sure to include you guys in the show as well. We will have the fan interaction microphone. So look, you guys, you want to be there. Continue to tap in. Continue to stay checked in with Woodward Sports post-game as well as the watch party. Let's rock. It's football season in the air, man. It's football season in the air. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Regular season's around the corner. College football got kicked off this past weekend, and we got a little bit more college football on the way. But right now, we got to cook up with, hey, and it's so appropriate. We got Dispo on the back wall. But let's cook up, man. Word to Dispo.
Let's do it.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Starting at TD, JB Smooth.
Let's rock. Yo, let's go, everybody. You know what? You guys had a really good time at the Ally Challenge this past weekend. I didn't know Hole 17 got down like this.
Hey, it was epic, bro. Why is he doing this?
And chunk of your cheek.
Oh! Why? Why?
Hey, it's Hole 17. You said anything happens.
Why?
WYPIPO.
I guess however you like it, right?
You said Hole 17. Anything happens. So
however you like it, bro. I guess. Yeah, man. Some people are into some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Some people are into some very weird stuff. And you know, they always said, have kids. Have kids, they said, Kool-Aid. Have kids.
I did that times 4.
Yeah, have kids.
Oh, man.
I can't see. Oh, he's got the chair stuck on his head.
Oh, snap. That's a kid.
Oh, my God.
I was like, why is she carrying that chair so weird?
Right.
That chair can't be as heavy as Milner.
Somebody get my baby out the chair. Somebody come get my baby.
She carrying that thing like she's Vision or the people trying to pick up Thor's hammer.
Right, she's gotta rotate the head. He's crowning. Now you gotta rotate
It turns
Hey, that bodes well for his future. I'll say that. That definitely bodes well for his future. Shout out to Lil Man. He getting in them holes early, man.
Okay, I can see it better on the computer. Man. I was trying to see it on the monitor.
Oh,
I mean, he in there.
Oh my word.
he is in there. Like, why?
How do you get? Actually, I'm looking here. Like, how How are you going to resolve this without cutting the chair off?
You can get some baby oil, some butter, something. Hey, you go.
Oh man,
Some baby oil.
He has
Get some
he can
butter.
really mess up his ears.
hey,
like
Kool-Aid family, if y'all are watching this, my 4 little ones,
Don't try this at home.
Right.
because I will laugh.
Do not try this at home.
Oh man,
Oh man, unbelievable. And you know what?
hold on, dog.
No, is this something crazy?
He said everybody's just ignoring her.
Dog, word. They really were. No
Fighting
concern.
for his life, and everything else around him is just going like, "Oh yeah, get these chairs set up for musical chairs now."
You're minding my own business.
Oh man,
Unreal, just unreal. Well, let me tell you this, son. I know you're not going to get your basketball skills from your father. Just know that.
Oh, nah. Come on. This is a gender reveal?
Set up. It's a gender reveal,
why
everybody.
is he shooting from so far back, bro?
Nah, he about to dunk this shit. Oh, wait. I thought he was. Oh! Maybe you should have dunked it.
You just doomed your boy.
How do you
Come
airball
on,
a
dog.
free throw?
Go dunk it or lay it up.
Just a bit outside.
Finger roll.
I mean, this was
Give me a little
nowhere close.
Iceman action. Are you kidding me, bro?
Nowhere close.
Needs to name his son Mason for laying them bricks.
Right. Chase with the fire, man.
Intern
Chase with the
Chase.
fire.
Hey, chat family, put some fire emojis in there for intern Chase, man.
I like how he turned around like he was gonna make it too. He tried to do the Gilbert.
He did the Nick Young.
Yeah, right.
The Nick Young.
Oh,
shit.
Bro, let me see this one more time. Look at him, too.
Eh.
Steph Curry.
Nope, don't got it. Don't got it at all.
Terrible.
Do not got it at all. And finally, I will end what's trending
Somebody
with
asked,
this.
was that Killian?
Was it Killian?
Could it be?
It could be.
Man.
You never know. But finally, I will end what's trending with this. Bar King, I need your help with this because I know we put this out on our socials, but I just got to know, are these bars or no?
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Better than that teacher.
Made 100, haven't even had breakfast yet.
Ooh.
What we doing here? I'm swimming in the money, I need scuba gear.
Okay.
This year, I took a trip to Belize to get a souvenir. I'm whiter than some souvenirs.
All right, white girl.
My parents on my ass. Keep your boyfriend. I'm not caring about his ass. Never been a Karen. Only thing I'm caring about is cash. Right now,
Hey.
while I'm blowing out exotic. That white girl dope is ironic.
Mm.
Mixing the tequila with the tonic. Red
Mm.
run into the money like Sonic.
Hey.
Sunset, gotta meet my quota. I'm from Michigan, we say pop, not soda.
Yes.
Thank you. No, she got it.
She riding the beat. I ain't saying pause. Yeah.
Bar King, I need your opinion.
She got some skills. She got some skills, man. Hey, shout out to her, man. It was way better than that teacher from last week. That shit was cringeworthy last week.
Hey, you know,
shout out to this one though. She got a chance, man. She got a chance.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right.
Right?
What up, though? Got my chain on.
A lot of people said, "Is it Gabby in the group?"
Call it
Is that Gabby? Like, no, it's not Gabby, man.
No, it's not Gabby. It's a girl
Jamal
from
B
Claire.
said straight buns. Crazy concept, not bad.
I'm rocking, bro.
Hey,
I'm rocking.
It's not bad.
Crazy
Shout out
like
to
her.
Claire from Dearborn. That is her. Yep. She is a
She hot
up-and-coming
too with
rapper.
bars.
So if you look at her, shout her out a little bit. But that's it for what's trending.
Hey,
great,
dog, that was great. That was great. Good job, Fisher. I see your ratings. I see your ratings, man. Great job as always, JB Smooth, with what's trending. Let's pay some bills. You guys, though, get your mailbag questions into this chat so we can get to the best of them as well. Got a lot of Detroit Lions to look forward to. Can't wait to see these questions.
Yes. Hey, but first, I got to tell you about Feldman. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
And you know, I do.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Attention sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that D-Mac trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. And we are back, man. This show has absolutely just flown by. And it's been a lot of good banter, some good laughs. Miss our brothers, Broder and that dude Justin. Wish you guys were in studio. We do have intern Chase. WUWLER Sports, #1 draft pick, KG in the sound booth. WUWLER Sports MVP in the TD booth, that's JB Smooth. And up here on the desk, you got Flannel Sam, the vet of the network, and your boy Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential pistol reporter writer. It's been a show, man.
Oh, yes. Oh, boy. Hey, stick in the chat.
I just seen that too.
Mailbag. Has Flannel's erection gone down after the Juju signing? Hey, here's what I will say. I think it's a good move for the Chiefs. I think it would have been a good move for the Lions. However, I am not in the physical condition to have that happen to me right now because I am tired. And I've done a show. But the spirit is there. Need some superfood first.
Why are you so tired out? That's my mailbag question.
Why am I so tired? It was a long weekend.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Hey.
He tired. Whoa. He got a wife. He got a wife.
He said he tired.
He tired, man.
I'm like a musket.
Did you add all?
No, I took that a whole different way, bro. Oh, shit. I'm a musket.
What age?
Oh, shit.
All right. Do we? So do you want me to clarify what I mean by that?
I don't even know.
You blow the dust off that motherfucker.
You know what? Let's clarify, though.
Please.
It's like, do we want to take the shovel out of his hand or not right now?
Here's what that means for anybody who doesn't know, at least my version of it.
Yeah.
A musket, you know how like the old school weapons.
It's a one shooter.
That's a good KG. That's what it is.
He got one in the chamber, bro. He got one in the chamber. That's it.
I need like at least a 24-hour turnaround usually.
You know what?
He's like wondering
if we hand the ball off, is he getting the first down? My man Fredo said touchdown. I win, you lose.
Dog.
Man, say forget the shovel. I'm bringing out the excavator.
You talking about I need a 24-hour
Feldman
turnaround?
starting off with a mailbag segment.
It be like that, though. I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
I love it.
The older you get, man, the harder
I
you get.
needed the laugh.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Look at the chat, dog.
The Thanksgiving musket, though.
Stick old one shoot flannel.
Bro, all the laughing emojis just reset my mailbag questions. Let me go back.
Dog, that's hilarious.
All right, mailbag. Edge from Edge. Oh my gosh, I got tears in my eyes. Has Jake Bates? Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me compose. Has Jake Bates impressed enough to have strong confidence week 1? I'm torn. I think Dan will still dabble in his 4th down boldness.
I don't think you can say supreme confidence, but
oh man,
he showed some things.
Yeah,
I'll just say that he's made some. He's had a really great game, but he's had some kickoff struggles, and missing a 30-yarder is that's not acceptable under any circumstances.
And KG, you've been tracking this.
Yeah.
This has been something since going back to last season.
Absolutely. No, this is also a situation dependent. So if it's like a 4th and 3, then most likely Dan Campbell's going to go for it. But if we're talking like maybe 4th and 10 from your 39, 38, he'll trot the kicker out there, man. It just
I'm still going for it. I don't care.
But no, Dan Campbell is going to do what Dan Campbell's going to do. He's going to be aggressive still, but don't be surprised if some of these spots he does trot Jake Bates out there.
Oh man,
dog, this chat is
still wild right now, man.
Dog.
Golly,
I'm still trying to recover.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, man! You guys just reset the chat again for me to go back.
Shit,
Let me go.
man,
Oh, mailbag. Xavier D. Wrestling buddies, how do you feel about Danielson's victory?
Oh, it was great.
Boo.
No, I do echo JB's sentiment a little bit because Swerve is my guy. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Definitely had a good reign, but I mean, it's Bryan Danielson, man. He's deserved it. He's been a wrestling legend, for lack of better words, up until this point. I don't think he's going to have a long title reign. I'm interested to see whether he drops the title or whether they're actually going to have people that he defends against. But he's facing a neck surgery at the end of the year, so I don't think he'll have a long reign if he does decide to keep the title. But shout out to him. It was an amazing match, and the All-In pay-per-view as a whole was just a great 4 to 5 hours of just really good wrestling, man. Shout out to them.
Boo. Boo. Swerve should have not lost this title.
I know, man.
I don't care. I don't want a rematch this week. I don't care. But
He'll get it back. He'll get it back.
Yeah, but shout out to Mariah May as well too for winning over Toni Storm.
Man, that was one of the best matches of the night.
We're still waiting on that new photo shoot from Mariah. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, I got another mailbag question. I can do this. Chat.
Are you sure?
Chat is so epic, dog. This has been a good day.
You need to reload.
It's been a great.
That one bullet.
Great Monday, man. Flannel is epic entertainer, man. Ed O'Neill,
like
Feldman mailbag. If the Lions defense is still bad by week 8 and they're healthy, what do we do? Still bad?
Oh.
Look, I get it. Last year, it's KG's face.
I'm sorry, man.
I looked at you.
It's hard to recover from
Between
that.
the 20s.
Between the
20s, all right? They gave up a lot of yards. In the red zone, though, that defense was very, very formidable and stout.
They were good against the run, too. I would say, depending on how the team does, maybe this is the year where they make that like Chase Young or Montez Sweat type move at the trade deadline, especially if, as some people want, James Houston isn't a part of the active roster.
Stick said, old buckshot.
I don't know why I did that today.
That is hilarious.
I don't know why I
You buried yourself.
I did. I buried myself.
You just added to the legend of Flannel
You
Sam,
said, forget
man.
the shovel. I'm going to pull out the excavator.
Stop putting, like, everyone stopped even caring about mailbag questions,
bro.
dog.
You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes.
This is Sam Boomstick Flannel.
Dog, I'm dead, bro. Oh shit! It's funny because I instantly knew what he meant when he said that shit too.
John F. John F.
Dog.
Lord, he said Sam Boomstick Flannel, dog. That is hilarious.
It's trust me,
that
though.
one shot covered a lot of ground.
Y'all ever enjoy it?
I'm just saying, KG, you said it. I didn't.
Hey,
Y'all
I
ever
got
play,
you, bro. I got you, dog.
Y'all ever play like Clash of Clans or anything like that when you're like trying to build your fort and you gotta wait a whole day to come back? That's Sam's wife. She gotta wait 24 hours to come back, open the app.
Hey, man.
Hey, don't be in the way of that one shot. Just saying.
Hey,
Don't be in the way.
Hey, shout out Mason
Tear a
Lee.
limb off.
mailbag. And you know what? We'll probably wrap it up with this one. Unless you guys see some
I'm
other
dead, bro. Please.
Will Ford Field officially be labeled as the loudest and toughest stadium to play in?
100p.
Hey, you know what?
Oh,
It's damn near there.
Hey, I like it.
We got the dome aspect, so it's just going to amplify the noise.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
If last year's playoff run didn't show anything to you, then watch out for the Lions this
I
year.
think it's going to be like a 1A thing with Arrowhead. But yeah, like in terms of
here he go, bigging up Arrowhead. Here he go. One shot flannel.
I can't say anything.
Juju's going to have that crowd roaring, man.
Right.
Hey, he might be. Hey, after Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice, maybe he's next on the team in receiving yards.
Civil War flannel over here.
Oh, man, dog. Single ball musket shooter from Ontour. Oh, man. We cannot let this die. That has to be one of the bits that lives on forever, man. Oh, man. Single shot, bro.
Flannel to the pilgrim.
Sometimes you might get the double espresso.
It's like a chicken how it only lays one egg a day.
Yeah.
This is a fun show.
Get you some Gatorade, man. Some Pedialyte. You'll be all right. Get back in the game.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Get you some Blue Chew on deck.
Yeah. Right. He might need a peak horsepower, man.
Hey, man, that chest pass had a little bit more to it. You must be close to the 24-hour recharge. Oh, what a show. This has been a show. Chat family, thank you guys for being here. Definitely going to hit and smash that like button to support your WUW Crew family, man. Shout out to Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers, our Lions reporter and writer, as well as that dude, Justin. Man. Can't wait to be able to have the entire crew back together again. What up, Don?
Oh, I just want to say, shout out to our guy Broder. And I saw Justin Van saying in the chat too that bunt heard around the world. Florida won the Little League World Series off a bunt.
Yeah.
So our boy Broder,
shout out, man.
champion bunts
Shout
are
out.
bunts win championships. So
They do.
for our guy Broder,
It's proven.
hell yeah.
Well, the Little League World Series blows anyway.
Oh, damn. Big
I don't know if you want to use that term talking about 12-year-olds. So.
Yeah.
That too. That too.
Hey,
Kevin Chase, you're right. Yeah.
Key Ozzy, San Flannel. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo.
You better.
Oh, shit, man. We got to wrap this up, man.
Yeah, we
Take one. Gets you. Shout out to intern Chase, man. Hey, and you know what? This elite, wonderful, stupendous, great, magnificent. I'm talking about there being a grind. Talk about some dogs, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, they're locking down everything. It's man on man. It's an island with this booth.
Thank you.
Both sides of the field shut down. Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth. That is KG. We call him Black Hollywood.
Yes, sir. And you looking at an AK-47 over here, boy. Ain't no muskets around here. Nah, I'm talking shit, man. Extendo clip. Extendo clip, bro. No.
Oh, snap.
Hey, great show, man. Y'all know the spiel, bro. Let's keep this shit rolling, dog. Oh, my God.
The chat is still going.
Comment of the day, bro.
Women's MVP in the teeth deep booth. It is JB Smooth. He's still cracking up.
Y'all terrible.
I know, man.
What a show, dog.
What a show, y'all. It's been a hell of a show. Shout out to Flannel for all the laughs, man. God.
Hey, the
Legend.
vet of the network.
Legend.
Right? He's a legend.
Legend.
Flannel Sam.
Pilgrim
man.
shit. Real pilgrim shit.
Hey,
Give it up to him.
hey, just remember, guys. Don't let the Tigers win their next 4.
Yeah.
Don't let the Tigers win their next 4.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying.
Especially, hopefully this time they can actually gain more than a half a game. Because they've been on a tear, and for the longest, they just stayed at 9 games back.
Well,
But
unfortunately,
it's good to see them moving up a little.
Unfortunately, that's the nature of them burying themselves so far. They're going to need some help, but just beat the piss out of the little sisters of the poor teams. You have to do that in Major League Baseball.
Yes, sir. Hey, it's your boy Brandon Day, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. This has been a great show. Thank you guys so much for choosing to kick off today with the WUW Crew. Smash that like button if you haven't gotten an opportunity to. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button before you guys get on up out of here. It's been a great day. Thank you guys. Be blessed.
Say hello to my little friends.